Yeah, I see the title, man. Let's get to it.
Nobody fears Bron.
What are your thoughts on Mario
Sheesh.
Chalmers saying nobody fears Bron?
I remember when he said that too. That was like
It's
towards
correct.
the playoffs, right?
Go back and talk to the players that went up against him. They feared MJ. Nobody feared LeBron.
You would expect the greatest all-around player in NBA history to be feared by his opponents. But there is one thing holding LeBron James back. Guys like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant were terrifying on the court. Players feared even looking these dudes in the eyes. However, for LeBron, it seems to be different. Even though he is undoubtedly the greatest player of our generation, players have spoken out about not fearing him in the same way. And the reason why these players don't fear him is shocking. To really understand it all, we need to look back at what made MJ and Kobe
Really that shocking though? You know, I don't think it is. He just don't got that killer mentality, killer instinct, I guess you could say. You know, Bron's not out there to kill you every single game. You know, he's not gonna do that to you every game. He's not gonna, you know, have that mean mug every game. You know, like how we had in that in season championship game. You know, he's not gonna have that every game. He's not gonna have that. You know, some games is just gonna be calm, oh, damn, you know, and that's what the difference is. It's like every night, Mike and Kobe came out there to really, you know, finish you. They wanted to finish the defender, man.
Kobe just so frightening. Michael Jordan's intensity and competitive drive were unmatched. He hated losing more than anything, and he really wasn't afraid to do whatever it would take to win, whether it was trash talking, playing mind games, or even physically intimidating his opponents. Jordan would stop at nothing to come out on top. Some opponents even said they could see the killer instinct in Jordan's eyes. He was so focused, so determined, that it was almost like he was possessed. The Last Dance documentary portrayed this fear that Jordan caused. MJ said,
And they're gonna say, well, he wasn't really a nice guy. He may have been a tyrant. No, well, that's you, because you never won anything. I wanted to win, but I wanted them to win and be a part of that as well.
and his former teammates featured in the documentary also said,
people were afraid of him. We were his teammates whom we were afraid of him, and there was just fear.
Yeah, let's not get it wrong. He was an asshole. He was a jerk.
but one of the biggest reasons that players actually feared Michael Jordan is absolutely insane. Big contracts were beginning to come into the league. Players who could stop MJ or even just really compete with him would be rewarded off the court, and they would get paid massively. But players who couldn't hang or would stray away from the Heat would lose out on those bigger deals. So it really came down to MJ determining players' careers. The pressure was immense. And a lesser known fact about Michael Jordan, he actually traveled with a private plane filled with his entourage and what he called the bar loitering street goons. This was a private jet that would follow the team plane to all the Bulls road games. His boys would harass and heckle opposing players. Not to mention, they were all gambling addicts who would leave dudes broke in the bars with MJ sitting there laughing at him. MJ's whole aura was daunting. LeBron's, it just isn't like that. He isn't going out to bars, partying, gambling, and drinking. He's at home with his kids, doing whatever this is.
You know what it is! It's Taco
Yeah.
Kobe wasn't out doing any of this stuff either, but players still feared even being his teammate. So what's the difference? Why doesn't that apply to LeBron? Kobe's longtime trainer, Gary Vitti, admitted that not everyone wanted to team up with the star. Apparently, some players feared his intensity and were pressured because Bryant expected them to have the killer instinct like he did. He had that same win-at-all-cost mentality as Michael Jordan, and it was obvious based on their demeanor and actions on the court. LeBron carries his teammates. He expects them to be good, but either trades them if they're not, or he just puts them on his back and walks them to a ring. However, for Kobe, these relationships cost him teammates. I mean, remember the
That's a fact. You know, if you're not playing up to the standards that Mike and Kobe want, they're liable to, you know, punch on you. You know what I'm saying? Get in a fight, you might be liable to get in a fight with these dudes, you know? Bron not really the type to call out his teammate behind the scenes, you know, one-on-one, you know what I'm saying, and really get into it with him, you know? He more so going to throw a little sub in the press conference. You know, I feel like I played amazing. You know, I don't know who's not played up to par, but, you know, he going to throw a little sub in the press conference or something like that. But Bron just not going to, you know, demand it from his teammates. Like, MJ and Kobe always demanded their teammates give their very best, you know, and I think that's really the difference.
For the Shaq
In terms
feud,
of
one of the
teammates, why
main
they don't
reasons
fear
that
him.
Kobe couldn't stand Shaq was the lack of work that Shaq would put in the offseason. Kobe was known as this workaholic and perfectionist.
Whoa,
and he
bro.
also hated the fact that people were claiming Shaq was carrying him to wins. He said,
That was the narrative, though. The narrative was, you know, Kobe's a sidekick, can't win without Shaq. Right? And I didn't hear anybody, not Phil, not Shaq, come out and say, well, that's not true. He could. I didn't hear that. Everybody was quiet. I'm saying, okay. Oh, okay. This is the challenge? This is what we're talking about right now?
I mean, there are just endless stories of Kobe's ultra-competitive nature, like how he would challenge his high school teammates to one-on-ones and make them play to 100, or how he once played an NBA game entirely left-handed because he hurt his right shoulder. I mean, the stories really just go on, and it makes you think. We don't hear stories of LeBron like that. The difference between Kobe and MJ mentality-wise was Kobe could shut it off with his family. Kobe was an outstanding father to his girls and would rather spend his nights in the gym than at clubs. But so would LeBron, and players still say they don't fear him. LeBron is a four-time NBA champion, the most dominant playoff performer of all time.
God
the most
damn,
athletic
nah. I ain't gonna lie. He got
NBA
up right there,
champion,
y'all.
the
That was
most
crazy.
dominant playoff performer.
Nigga, what? Come on, but that's crazy.
Of all time, the most athletic specimen the NBA has ever seen, the leading scorer in NBA history. He is the chosen one. The main reasons that players have spoken out about not fearing him is that he is just an all-around player. Gilbert Arenas said he didn't fear him because
LeBron James was an all-around player. Even though he gave you 40, it wasn't the same 40. I'm not afraid of a guy who's going to give me 29, 9, and 9. I'm afraid of a man who's going to go for 60 if I'm not careful.
Mario Chalmers pretty much said that players didn't fear him because he was a good teammate. He didn't snap at everyone like MJ and Kobe. However, Chalmers also addressed the infamous moment on the Heat bench when LeBron actually had to be held back from him after the point guard upset James. Chalmers confirmed that he told LeBron, stop playing like a bitch. He believed that he could say anything and just get away with it. If that were MJ and Kobe, he could not. But here's the conclusion we should all take away from this.
That's a fact. He probably even, you know what I'm saying, felt comfortable saying that. If that was MJ or Kobe. You know what I'm saying? MJ or Kobe would have been set that precedent. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Did that in the butt earlier. It's not going on. It's not what's going on. You know? Shit like that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
These dudes don't fear LeBron because he's the best.
I forgot about that moment, too.
It doesn't matter who you think the GOAT is. Players all know that they're going to get dogged by LeBron. There is no fear because everyone is going to get dogged by LeBron. So if everyone's getting destroyed, it doesn't ruin anyone's career. And what people have failed to realize is that the list of players who have actually spoken out about how much they do fear LeBron is even longer. You just don't hear about it. JJ Redick is one of the biggest contributors to defending LeBron's legacy. He told a story about LeBron in the playoffs.
If you're prepping to play LeBron, I was standing there knowing he was going to make that spin move. And was I standing there in fear? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Kendrick Perkins, who faced LeBron multiple times in the playoffs, said,
I was scared as hell going into that game.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. These is fake bad examples, though, bro. Because these guys are certain people that, you know, they might be on the damn payroll at this point. You know, the crazy shit I done heard from them, they might be on the payroll, you know. I talked about in the other reactions. I feel like they got a whole group chat with all the analysts that are pro LeBron. I feel like they got a group chat. Bron just sent a text message, you know, I got 5 minutes, 10 minutes each of y'all, you know what I'm saying? I need y'all to push this narrative real fast. Good looking. I feel like shit like that is going on, bro. Word. So I feel like these are not really credible people for this topic because they tend to spew nonsense, you know.
Against LeBron James. And this was the only time that I actually prayed that something happened to him at play.
And George Hill, who was his teammate and also his opponent, had one of the wilder takes.
Like, I'm sorry, like, I'm a LeBron fan, you know, but I just can't help but think that Kendrick Perkins, JJ Redick, they're doing this just to combat all the Michael Jordan fear stories, you know. They're just trying to add to LeBron's joy. Like, all right, Michael Jordan got a few of those. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all see what's going on, bro. Can't game me.
There's only one person who's scarier, and that's God. You see, a common knock on LeBron in this whole argument is he doesn't have that barrier, and that's God. Wilder takes. He said, "There's only one person who's scary,
Deontay
and that's
Wilder.
God." You see, a common knock on LeBron in this
Dang.
whole argument is he doesn't have that
that.
ultra-competitive drive in him. You don't see him out on the floor extremely early. He isn't fighting with his teammates. He's not running dudes out of gyms. But I think this quote from Udonis Haslem really just sums up the entire argument.
I seen this man work on a move one day in practice for 10 minutes, and the man used the damn move against the Knicks in like the first or second round. I couldn't remember. The man used the damn move against the Knicks about 10 times like he had been doing it his whole life.
LeBron's talent is just so much better than anyone who's ever been in the league that he just doesn't need to be doing all that. It's really simple. He is focused on rest and recovery. That is how he's been able to dominate this long and stay pretty much free of any real serious injuries. That is why his legacy is unmatched, whether or not players fear him. Now, I know every comment on this video is going to say, "Oh, bro, you're riding him so hard," or "Hop off, hop off." But it's time we as a collective NBA audience put some respect on the king. Now, I'll be posting.
Of course. It's definitely, definitely people that overdo it. You know what I'm saying? Act like he don't deserve his just due, his respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. People be out here saying he's not top 10. You know what I'm saying? Not top 5. I feel like not top 5 is crazy. Not top 5 is crazy. You know? Where's your logic for that, my brother? But, shit like that. Like, but it's just the sources, really, for me, bro. What y'all think about this? You know what I'm saying? Let me know in the comments, bro. Bro is definitely a LeBron fan in some type of way because he was going full of all, I'm a LeBron fan too, but I just know the real. I've been around this little space, I guess you could say, for a little minute, and I know how Kendrick Perkins, I know how JJ Redick, I know how they roll. JJ Redick, he's new in this space, really, and you know what I'm saying, he got a bunch of like little kids watching him. You know what I'm saying? They love when he disrespects the older players, so I see just, keeping that, pleasing his audience. Let's say that. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think about this, though. Click on the last joint right here. Turn on post notifications. Like the video, comment, subscribe. I'm out of here, man.